Hello linguists, hope you're all doing well. You're learning Japanese with me, Pooja. And in today's video, we will be looking at Japanese currency, which is the Japanese yen. So we will be looking at the different kinds of currencies, the different denominations we have in the Japanese yen, and the significant personalities or the monuments, the places which are there on the currency note, and what the Central Bank of Japan is called as. All these things we will be looking at in today's video. And in case you're planning to go on a trip to Japan in the near future, then this video is definitely for you. So let's begin with today's video, which is Japanese currency. So let's begin with what we have got to say for currency in Japanese. So we say okane for currency in Japanese. So if it is going to be the Japanese yen, then it will be nihon no okane. Nihon means Japan and nihon no means Japanese. Okane means currency. So today we'll be looking at nihon no okane. Let's proceed. So first we'll begin with the basics, which is starting from the smallest denomination in the Japanese yen, and moving on to the larger denominations. So the smallest denomination is 1 yen, which is like the 1 rupee coin that we have. So previously we had this 50 paise coin and the 25 paise coin, but now we don't have that, right? So in Japan, the 1 yen coin is the smallest denomination, and the largest denomination being the 10,000 yen currency note. So in India, we have the 2000 rupee note, which is the largest denomination as of today. In Japan, it is the 10,000 yen currency note. And the code that is used for their currency is JPY. And the conversion rate as on today is 1 yen is equal to 0.70 of the Indian rupee or the INR. And what are the various denominations in the Japanese currency? It is going to be 1 yen, 5 yen, 10 yen, 50 yen, 100 yen and 500 yen as far as the coins are concerned. So yes, you do have coins till 500 yen in Japan. And as far as the currency notes are concerned, it's going to be 1000 yen, 2000 yen, 5000 yen and 10,000 yen. So the highest denomination being the 10,000 yen and the lowest denomination, which is the coin, which is 1 yen. So that's how it's divided. So now we will start with 1 yen. This is how it looks. So if you see on top of it, we can see that something is written, which is Japan is written on top of the coin. And then we have this picture of a young plant. And in the bottom, 1 yen is written in Japanese. And if you see the next picture, it has the number 1 written on the face of it. And below that, we have something written in Japanese. Well, that is their Japanese era, which is the Heisei era. So they don't actually follow this year system or the calendar system which we follow, which is 2021, 2022. All those things are not followed by the traditional Japanese. So they have their own calendar in which they have their own era. And this is the Heisei era, and it denotes the year in which this particular coin was minted. So if you want to know more about the different era, then you can maybe check it out. And for now, I can tell you that this Heisei era was between the 8th of January 1989 till the 30th of April 2019. And after that, what is currently running is the Reiwa era. So that's called the Reiwa era. So that's what is happening right now. This is the one before that, which is the Heisei era. Now we'll move on to the 5 yen coin. So if you see, this is a bronze coin and there is a hole in between. And we can see that there are pictures of 2 small plants on either side of the coin. And then we have the same era in which this coin was minted. And we have Japan written on top. And if you see the other side of the coin, we can see 3 things. One is a plant or a rice plant that is in this curvy form. And then we have this toothed wheel. Yes, we can see that represents their industry. And below we can see something like water. So that represents Japan's fishery department. So this is like representing 3 sectors, which is the agriculture and the industrial sector and the fishery sector, which are considered to be the 3 main sectors of the Japanese economy. So this is the 5 yen coin. The next one is the 10 yen coin. Now, if you ask me what the US dollar bill has got to do in this video, well, I will tell you. If you look at the 10 yen coin, you can see some monument on the face of it, right? So that is a Buddhist temple, the Byodo temple. It is situated in the Kyoto prefecture in Japan. So this prefecture can be equated to the states that we have in India. So there are 47 prefectures in Japan, just like how we have different states in India. And this particular monument is a Buddhist temple, which is the Byodo temple, and it is located in the Kyoto prefecture. That is given on the one side of the coin, and on the other side we can see that the number 10 is written, which obviously represents the 10 yen, and below that the year in which this coin was minted has been mentioned, the era. And then we have this wreath of leaves, which is actually the bay laurel leaves. So if you see, this bay laurel leaves has got a specific significance. This is not only present in the Japanese yen, it is also present in the US dollar bill, which is there in the $1 bill. If you can see in the left hand top corner, you can see few leaves, and that is actually the bay laurel leaves. So what is so significant about this kind of leaf? Well, it is considered to represent victory, and there is also one thought or belief system that this represents in both the Christianity related beliefs and in the Buddhist beliefs. They do have this particular notion that this bay laurel leaf represents something that can never be destroyed, so it can never be felled. That's what is their notion about it. So that's why it's been portrayed in both the US dollar bill, and we can also see it in the Japanese 10 yen coin. So that's about the 10 yen. And moving on, we will move on to the 50 yen. So if you can see on one surface or one side of it, we can see the flower, which is chrysanthemum, and on the other side we can see the number 50 written, and below that we have the year in which it was minted again. So that is the era, and it was in the 18th year of that particular era. So that's what is mentioned there. And on this side we can see chrysanthemum. On top we can see Japan written in Japanese language, and we can also see the number 50, which is written in Japanese. So that is what is written below, and they've written yen. So that is about the 50 yen coin. Moving on, we move on to the 100 yen coin. So if we see this, the flower which is represented in this particular coin is the sakura flower, and it's the same thing otherwise. We can see the era, and we can see Japan, and 100 yen, which represents 100 yen. 100 is 100 in Japanese. So that's what is written at the bottom of the sakura flower. So this is their 100 yen coin. And this is their 500 yen coin, and as far as the coins are concerned, this is the highest denomination, because after this they move on to the currency notes. Right from 1000 yen it moves on to a currency note, and you don't have coins any further. So this is the highest denomination in coins in the Japanese yen. And we can see some leaves. So these are leaves that are considered to bring good luck or good fortune. So those have been depicted in this particular coin. And on the front side we can see few leaves, and we can see the era and the number 500. So that's about it. This is the 500 yen coin. Moving on to the currency notes. So this is how the 1000 yen coin, 1000 yen currency note looks like. If you see, there is one person, and his name is Hideo Noguchi, and he lived between 1876 and 1928, and he's a famous Japanese bacteriologist who had significantly contributed to the Japanese medical industry. So that is how that is why he's famous. And if you see, there is this red color seal on the front side of the currency note. So that is the seal of the Japanese central bank, just like how we have the Reserve Bank of India, which is the central bank which prints the currency notes in India. We do have this bank called Nippon Bank. It is the Nippon Ginko. So Ginko in Japanese means bank, and Nippon is Japanese. So now we call Japan as Nihon, but in the earlier times it was called as Nippon. So that's why the same name has been retained till now. So this is the central bank, which is Nippon Ginko, and the seal of this bank can be seen on the front side, and even on the back side you can see it like a watermark. This red color thing that we can see is that of the Japanese central bank. So what are the other things we can see? We can see the number 1000, and we can see sen yen, which is written in bold in between. Sen yen means 1000 yen in Japanese. So the first kanji represents 1000, the second kanji represents yen. So that's about it. And we can also see Nippon Ginko, which is written below that in small letters. And yeah, that's about it. And we can also see Mount Fuji on the back side. Coming to the other side of the currency note, we can see Mount Fuji along with a few sakura flowers in the side. So I've shown the picture of that as well. So that is also represented in their currency note. Moving on to their 2000 yen currency note. Here we can see one particular gate-like structure. If you see this, there is this gate-like structure which is called the Shureimon, which is nothing but the gate to the Shuri Castle. The Shuri Castle is present in the Okinawa prefecture in Japan, and this is the castle and this is the gate. So this is what is represented in their 2000 yen currency note. So this is basically like the gate to this particular castle, and this has become a big monumental or historic attraction in this particular prefecture, which is the Okinawa prefecture. And on the other side, we can see Murasaki Shikibu. She was a Japanese novelist and a poet, and she lived long back, like 970 to 1013. So that was in that century. She lived a long time ago. That's why we don't even have a proper photograph. We have a painting of her, and she was considered to be a very revered and a very good Japanese novelist and a poet, and her contribution to Japanese literature is looked upon even in today's era. So that's about her, and we can see her picture engraved or imprinted on the currency note. Moving on, if we look at the 5000 yen currency note, we can see one more person here. She is Ichiyo Higuchi. She lived between 1872 to 1896, and she is considered to be a very popular and renowned Japanese poet and novelist, and her works are very famous as well. So you can maybe search for Ichiyo Higuchi's works in case you want to know more about her. And on the other side, we can see these flowers. So these are the Japanese iris flowers. So this is what is represented in the currency. They look really beautiful, and this is seen. And other than that, we can see again the Nippon Ginko's seal. We can see the same number written in Japanese. All that is the same, and they have a lot of ways by which they prevent fake notes, fake currency notes. The Japanese are famous for that. They have a lot of watermarking and fluorescent colors which are being used. All those methodologies are being adopted by the Japanese in order to avoid any kind of duplication or any kind of fake notes from being circulated. So that is one incidental aspect about the Japanese currency. So moving on to the 10,000 yen currency note, we can see that there is one person here, and his name is Fukuzawa Yukichi. And he was also a very famous Japanese writer, and he lived between 1835 and 1901. And on the other side, we can see this particular phoenix. This is called the Japanese phoenix, and in Japanese we call this Ho-O, or the Japanese phoenix. Just like the Western phoenix, this is also said to represent the sun or fire. In addition to it, it also represents justice and obedience. So that's about the 10,000 yen currency note. We have the Nippon Ginko seal, and all of the things are quite same except for these two pictures on the front and the back side of the currency note. And that's it. So hello linguists, hope you all enjoyed today's video. So that's it for today. See you in the next video, and don't forget to click on the bell icon in your YouTube app to never miss out on our updates. We also offer translation and interpretation services at Language Fluent, and also offer courses for migration purposes. And in case you want to know more about them, you can either contact the numbers given below or click on the link given in the description box below. So I hope through this video you would have got some clarity about the different denominations in the Japanese yen and how they look like and what their significance is. So see you in another video. Until then, じゃあまた.